Hey, what is up, all my Lonely Watchers out there? It's Lonely Fubuki, or Lonely Hyaki, I guess, and as a lot of you know from my main channel, I really freaking love Yokai Watch. It's one of my favorite series, definitely one of my favorite RPGs of all time, and by proxy, I'm also a big fan of the Nintendo 3DS, not only because of it having Yokai Watch and birthing the series and having some of its best games, but also by the fact that that was my first console I ever owned. Well, I had a Wii as a kid, but like, the 3DS was mine. That's what I got to play, and that's what I brought on road trips. And that was my dedicated device for a while, before I had a smartphone. So that was pretty special to me. And as a result, I've become sort of a 3DS console collector as of late. My 3DS broke a long time ago when I was a kid. I had an original Nintendo 3DS, and I snapped the hinge while playing Paper Mario Sticker Star, and I didn't beat that game for many, many years until I eventually rebought it for content creation, and I started falling in love with it all over again, and then, like 14 3DSs later, you can call this a problem. But I figured today, hey, this might be a good time for me to finally go over all my Nintendo 3DS consoles. I did make a video ranking Nintendo 3DSs on my main channel, but I'm not really a fan of that video, and like half of the mission statement of that was kind of just to show off some of my 3DS collection at that time. It's grown since then, and also this is a dedicated video for it as opposed to that a whole load of nonsense that I should have never made. So we're gonna first look at my out-of-box ones, and then my in-box ones, and then there's a very special one that I haven't talked about that I want to reveal at the end. Going in order, though, let's start with my original 3DS, which, again, it's not my original 3DS, because my original one broke one day outside of warranty, so this is not the original, obviously, but this is the model I had as a kid. It was the black original 3DS. This is still, like, a really good handheld. Like, it feels super premium, in comparison to some of the later 3DS models, which makes it just awesome and fun to control. The shoulder buttons feel great, the buttons feel great, the sticks, I've never had a problem stick on this one, or any of the models in general, but this one just feels good for whatever reason. The only thing I have a problem with is these ants, these shoulder buttons that feel, or not shoulder buttons, but the start and select and home buttons that feel you're crushing an ant. And the telescoping, this is nice, the telescoping, what's it called, stylus, but the fact that it's on the back like this was never fun. This has a Nyko battery back on it. It was installed when I bought it, so I was like, oh, that's my original 3DS, I'll get it. I didn't notice this until after I bought it, but this thing, like, makes it decently thicker, but this thing has an incredible battery life. It's like 20 hours or something like that, something insane. Because the original 3DS could only ever get, like, a couple hours on a single charge, 3 or 4, or something like that. But that has made this an amazing device. Sometimes, like when I'm playing, I like to play on my main 3DS, which I'll show off later. But when I'm playing like a single game for a little bit, I'll crack out this one. Like I played the Gravity Falls game on this console, and it worked out really nice. So I really appreciate that. But I also ended up finding the red one, and I picked out that because I really like. Despite the connotations that red has had recently, I think it's a really pretty color, and it's the Nintendo color, so it always looks good to have Nintendo consoles and cases and stuff in red. It looks nice. Red all over, except for the top screen. Apparently it was something with the black border makes the 3D pop better, but they eventually abandoned that motif. But yeah, this one is a lot thinner too, because it doesn't have that battery back, and it makes it feel more sleek and slim. But I'd be afraid to put this in my pocket because it's in like such good condition. I don't want to scratch it up or anything. But I do occasionally bring this around. Sometimes I use this to trade in Yokai Watch games between two versions. But that's mainly what I've been using that one for. And then moving up one to the 3DS XL. This is one I picked up at like a flea market, I believe. The new Super Mario Bros. 2 edition has this golden Luigi and Mario on each side. It's a little broken though, there's little cracks there. But this one feels, the 3DS XLs, I never liked them as much because this one like feels significantly cheaper to hold. Feels like it's made out of cheaper materials. The snap for the screen clicking into place just does not feel good. These are always fine. Whoa. I got the stylus out there. These are always fine. These always felt good. Like, size-wise, these feel really good. This is like the perfect size for a console for me. But the quality was never nearly as good as these ones over here, which they did eventually remedy with this. The Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer new 3DS XL. We can see it has the stick here, the C... Not whatever you would call this. I forget what they call this, like the C-stick type thing for camera control. They had an official name for it, but I can't think of it right now. Those swappable faceplates, which I thought was really nice. And this is like such a premium device. This was my main 3DS for a while, and honestly, this did not feel bad. Unless I was playing something like Metroid, it didn't feel too cramped because this is slightly larger than the original. Larger screen, slightly larger build, and honestly, if this was my only 3DS, I honestly wouldn't mind. This thing feels wonderful, gave me a ton of good memories. I played Yokai Watch Blasters for the first time on this thing. I played a couple of other games. This was like my main 3DS for like an entire summer. So I will always appreciate this one and its build and just everything. Finding this at a store was like really exciting and probably my favorite designed 3DS in terms of like the build and everything. But that eventually got eclipsed by my new Nintendo 3DS XL. This is the one that I have all my modded software on. Like mods for English games and backups of games and software to like stream this to my MacBook so I can stream 3DS games when I'm not using Citra, of course. But yeah, this 3DS got me through thick and thin. I've done a lot of streaming with this thing, and this is the main one I carry around nowadays. I like to play a lot of Yokai Watch Blasters 2, and I need the English patch installed so I can understand what's going on. But beautiful console. It's the size of the original 3DS XL, but like it doesn't have any of the problems. Like this actually feels premium. Of course, it still is the issue where you have to unscrew to get your SD card out, which is problematic for modding. But luckily, there's software where you can wirelessly transfer stuff instead. So yeah, probably one of my favorite 3DSs that I own, by the fact that it's one of the few that I actually use like on a regular basis. And then this is a device I also like, the new Nintendo 2DS XL. This one's a little scratchy. I should not have bought it in this condition, but I was like really desperate to get one at the time. So yeah, this was like a good deal. Like you could get one of these for like $100, I think like $100 something, a little over $100. When the 3DS was dying, I think was it ever slashed down to 80? It might have, or maybe I'm thinking of the original 2DS. But yeah, this thing is awesome. I like the design. The D-pad could use some work. It's a little meh, but I like the screens are really big on this one, and it feels like a smartphone if anything. It's just so sleek and so cool. Of course, the only thing it removes is the 3D, but that's fine. The 3D was never that good anyway. I almost never use the 3D, and I suspect a lot of others out there also don't use the 3D. But that's all of my loose consoles. I also have a ton that are in their original box. And doing the generational thing again, let's start with the original Nintendo 3DS. This is the Aqua Blue model. The console launched in black, like I had over here, and also this blue, which I think looks really, really nice. It's probably my favorite of the original 3DS colors. But if I can get this out here... Where are you? There you are. Remember when they came with the charging cradles? That was the best. But here we are. Here's the blue Nintendo 3DS. The Aqua Blue. It still has the foam and everything. But I absolutely love this color. I'd love to eventually get all of the original Nintendo 3DS colors, because there's not that many. There's only one special edition, so it wouldn't be too hard to do. But yeah, it's a great looking console in that color, and just in general. I don't know. I found a one for a good price, and I thought it was beautiful. So I was like, I have to have it. So there's the Nintendo, the only boxed original 3DS that I have, like original, unless you want to count the 3DS XLs, which I do have a couple of. First this is the original, not the actual original 3DS, but this is the same model as the one that I rebought for content creation. So, like, 2021 or 22 or something is when I bought the original of this, and I ended up trading it out because I found this one in better condition. The 3DS XL Mario Kart bundle, the blue one. I don't like the matte colors as much on this, and they didn't make it as shiny. Let's see if I can actually get this out without, like, distorting everything. There we go. But it's not... I don't like the matte colors as much. They put out DSIs in this color. They look fine. The inside being all black is just... I don't know. It's fine, but, like... I don't know. I'd rather have, like, a special edition or something. Or, like, something shiny like the original 3DS. Even though the 3DS XL is way bigger... just everything about it feels so much cheaper, which I guess you should have expected, but still, not a big fan of the 3DS XL in general. It was just a good price, and at least introduced the XL line to the Nintendo 3DS, which will eventually be remedied later with the new 3DS XL. Next is probably my favorite 3DS design, which is the Zelda Link Between Worlds 3DS XL. This is one I found at a convention. As you can tell, it's even in a, like, protective packaging and all that. Despite the fact that the 3DS XL packaging itself is garbage, because that's how this console is. But if we are able to sneak this console out without breaking anything, there we go. This one, it's a little ripped because the seller had it in a protective case. But here it is. This looks nice. A sleek gold portable that references the game it's from, with the Hyrule being represented by this and the little rule in black and the whole mirror design referencing the game. It's such a cool idea, especially the inside being all gold as well. This is my, even if I don't use this is my favorite 3DS design just in general, and it references the game it's from so well while also looking really classy. Probably also the best, like, Zelda themed console in general. The original 3DS had one, but it was just like stickers pretty much on the original black design. The Wii U had a similar design philosophy with the Wind Waker Wii U. This was like one of the best ones of the, and it's not the only good Zelda 3DS, as we'll see soon. But first we have to talk about this. Again, I'm a big Yokai Watch fan, so when I saw this I had to pick it up. Before I modded my 3DS, I would actually use this a lot to play my Japanese exclusive Yokai Watch games on. But this was released for Yokai Watch 2. So you can see it has some yokai from Yokai Watch 2 on there, as well as Yokai Watch 1. The design is like Yokai Watch 1 expired, with Yokai Watch 2 elements and then little Jabanyons on the front and back. It's a really, really cute console. I adore it. I probably couldn't see myself getting it loose because I wanted to get the whole box. There's a ton of cool details on it, like there's the dancing trio on the inside. There's some other bits of whoa, it's spilling out now. References on the box, but I'm gonna probably keep this one sealed away for now because there's not much reason to use it. Eventually I'll get like a protective clear case like the others, but not right now. Eventually though, because this is a really cool design and the only Yokai Watch 3DS that exists, so I'd probably put this as one of my top 3DSs. Then I know a lot of you are probably wondering, don't you have any like original 2DSs? I do. My only one is this boxed one that's officially refurbished by Nintendo. It has the wrong color stylus, although I've seen a lot of people with refurbished 2DSs online have the wrong color stylus. It's supposed to be red, but it's blue for some reason. So maybe that's just a common thing. I took this out for like a week when I first got it, and the whole idea, like I used to play it in high school, I'll be honest. In junior year, I used this one, and in the classrooms I was in, it would always look bad because I couldn't like tilt the screen so that so that they don't have glare. So either one of them or both of them had glare at all times in the classrooms I was in, which did not look good. And also, this isn't comfortable for me. Raising my fingers all the way up here, I'd rather just have them at the back here. But no, they don't have the shoulder buttons at the back. They're all the way up top, which I guess makes sense to make it cheaper. And along with everything else this console, they removed the hinge in 3D. It'll be cheaper to make a mold like this, where they're at the top instead of down here. But I don't know. It's just not a comfortable system to me. It's cool to have a refurbished system, but not much outside of that is speaking to me with this one. So it usually just stays in the box. Down you go. And yeah, I'm not really a fan of this 2DS. I'd eventually like to get the Pokemon Sun and Moon 2DS that I believe was exclusive to Japan, because it comes in this pretty blue color. But besides that, I don't see myself getting many more of these things. You know I had to have at least one 3DS XL, new 3DS XL Special Edition, and I love Metroid, and especially Samus Returns, and I thought this design was really cool. So I picked this one up, and this will be the first console that if my main one ever dies, this will be the next one that I use. And again, this is one that I haven't used much. I don't even know if it's set up, to be honest. Yeah, and they didn't improve the packaging much here. It's still not that good, but at least it's easier to take out. Look at this. Bam! Look at that. It's so cool. The whole red design. I guess I'll put that aside. But the red and the gold, it looks so cool. If only Samus didn't look upside down. But that's a problem you get with folding devices, with MacBooks, with and laptops and folding consoles like this. It's a problem you're always going to have. It's going to look wonky in one way or another. But yeah, stunning new Nintendo 3DS. There aren't a whole lot of new Nintendo 3DS XLs consoles that I want to get, but this is definitely like the one. If I had to get one, it was going to be this. And the last two here are ones that I got at a gaming convention I recently went to. So the first of which is this, the Zelda Hylian Shield new Nintendo 2DS XL, which I really wanted to get one of the 2DS XL variants, and this is probably my favorite of the bunch. I think the packaging is a little cuter how it's set up, but oh my god, look at this! I love the 3D designs on the new 2DS XL. That is such a great feature to have with the Pokeball. That was a good one too, where it could actually press down on the button, and the Minecraft Creeper with the textures. But this one's probably my favorite. It's the sleekest of them all, if you ask me. And I really wish I could play it, but I don't trust myself to. Kind of boring that they did nothing on here, but the main design being on here. Oh my god, that is probably the prettiest, in my opinion, new 2DS XL that exists. There aren't many special editions for this guy, considering how late it came out. But either way, such a perfect design. And it kind of makes me wish that, 3D designs were more of a thing on these consoles. Then at the same convention, the last 3DS that I have is this one, the Panda Development Kit. You can see there's the Red Panda Development Kit. You can see there's little red spots on there, named after the DS Panda Development Kits, where the top would be white and the back would be black, even though it's not the thing here. That's not the case. There's a little gradient though, which looks nice. And this is the inside. It's pretty much just a normal 3DS, and this is what they would use to develop Nintendo 3DS games. And it has the ability to read games off the SD card. Did I turn it on? There it is. But it has the ability to read games off of an SD card, as well as test 3DS not demo cartridges, but prototype cartridges. So we can see there's a dev menu here and a configuration menu. I've tried to get some files to work on here. I don't know exactly how to do it. There's not a lot of tutorials on the internet on how to do that kind of thing. So I'm kind of just experimenting on my own and hoping I don't accidentally brick the system or something like that. But here you go, the Nintendo 3DS Panda Development Unit. Definitely my favorite 3DS that I own, just because of the coolness of all this. I love owning these things. I have a couple of 3DS demo cartridges as well for store kiosks, but I don't have any development game cartridges made for something like this. But I would love to play something on this someday. And this is probably my favorite find at any of these events ever. So that's it for the 3DS collection. Thank you all for watching. I hope that interested you. If not, why were you watching for 20 or so minutes? But this wasn't a show-off kind of. It wasn't supposed to be a show-off kind of thing anyway. It was more of a me getting excited about dumb 3DS stuff that makes me happy, and rambling a little bit. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye, my lonely watchers.